Well, hello everybody and welcome to the 17th Team Lucid stream of the entire everything. So, I'm joined today by Max because Milan has decided to just ditch me yet again. And luckily, Max is here. Hello, Max.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
How are you today?
Did I come in too early then?
No.
I'm good. I'm all good. I'm all good. How are you?
I'm fan-dabby-dozy, still trying to get over this cold that I've got. There's a lot of people in the comments. Kushtard, Luca, Redox, Josh, Farhat, Ed. How can I forget Ed? Hello everyone, welcome.
It is Ed's birthday today, so everyone wish Ed a happy birthday.
Oh, hang on, I've got this.
Oh God, what's going on?
I don't know the note.
No.
No! It's like the simplest song in the world, and yet I can't play it. Well, as they say, Ed, it's the thought that counts. So happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ed.
Ed was supposed to be on the stream, but he's not feeling too great, so he's not. So
no,
that's
you got me instead. I'm afraid.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
Right. So, Max, what are we talking about today?
I believe we're talking about dream characters and learning skills in lucid dreams.
Excellent. A lot of people who are watching the stream regularly will know that, well, Milan and I, we talk about our dream characters and what the weirdest things we've ever talked about to them. But Max has a very interesting dream situation going on, so he's probably got some stories he'd like to share. Obviously his brain will probably go blank.
Yeah, that's a very real possibility. Why don't you share a story first, Giz?
Okay. Let's think. Oh God, my mind's gone blank as well. All right. Okay. Let's think.
But what's maybe the funniest thing a dream character has said?
I was once playing a game of basketball. This is actually in a lucid dream, because there was this point where I got lucid, and I was deciding what to do. I was like, I don't know if I should fly. Don't know if I should do this. I think I was at university at this point, but I was in my college hall in this lucid dream, and just in the middle of the canteen there was a basketball hoop. Just a really tall one as well. Normally they're 10 feet high, but this one must have been like 12 or 13 feet. And I was thinking, well, I'm going to have to try and dunk a basketball. That's obviously what I'm going to have to do in this dream. So my voice went all very weird then. So I ran up, I dunked the basketball, felt like I was on the moon. You know, it's quite a nice feeling. It's like a low gravity. It's nice. But I'm pretty sure there was a janitor, and he was just walking around with a mop, and it wasn't so much what he said, but it was the way he looked at me as if to say, what are you doing? Like, why are you playing a basketball game in the middle of the canteen? And it was almost as if I was trying to say, well, it's fair enough you having a go at me for playing basketball in the canteen, but you're the one who just clumsily left a 13-foot tall basketball hoop just in the middle of the canteen. It was a weird transaction.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a good point.
But aside from that,
also,
go on. No,
I was going to say, no, I was just going to point you out on the word janitor. Surely caretaker. Janitor's quite an American word, isn't it?
Janitor.
We have caretaker.
No, because if I think of caretakers, I think of Caretaker Willie from The Simpsons, and that's quite an American show.
True.
Well, I don't know. Caretaker, janitor.
Was Hong Kong Philly a janitor?
Ooh,
we got off topic.
No, I think he was actually. It's your fan cram Hong Kong Phooey. I love that show.
I don't think I ever watched it, but anyway, yeah.
What? You haven't seen Hong Kong Phooey?
Well, I have, but it's not something I watched religiously or anything.
All right, fair enough. I'll let you off that one. Just the once.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I've had lots of weird interactions. There was once when I decided it would be a good idea to try and find my authentic self in a lucid dream. That was what somebody suggested to me, so I thought, right, well, I'll do that.
What would you describe your authentic self to be? Because that's a term I've not really heard before.
Well, I guess your true self, maybe. I guess that's probably what
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So I was trying to find my true self, whatever that may be, in a lucid dream, and I asked a dream character to help me do it, and he just turned around and told me to piss off.
Oh, that's nice.
And that was all. That's all I got out of him. So, and to this day, every time I try and do that one, no dream character is willing to help me. So maybe I'm just wording the question wrong, but they all seem to not like that question.
Yeah, I think you've got to, maybe you're not a high enough level of lucidity at the time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, perhaps.
Willow Pillow says higher self, question mark? Is that kind of like...
Yeah, I guess that's probably what it would be, yeah.
Authentic self. I quite like that. It sounds really, really awesome. I don't know what it is about authentic self.
Yeah.
It sounds great. I've also had interactions with dream characters in which I've been just, I'll list some off on the top of my head that everybody already knows. I had the time where I was speaking to my subconscious. Everybody knows that story. I also had the time in which I couldn't wake up, and what I thought was I couldn't wake up, but I was fighting the judo guy. Everybody knows that story. The time in which I convinced a dream character that they were the ones that were dreaming. That was a very interesting one. Ah, Reese. Hello, Reese. Reese is here.
Oh, hello. Hello, Reese.
You missed him last week by 20 seconds.
A few minutes.
It's like, see you later, Max. Oh, hello, Reese. It was literally like that.
Oh, well.
Oh, I just took a drink of my soup that I got here, and I was expecting it to be hot chocolate because I don't normally drink soup here.
No, I can't drink soup from a mug. I can't do a cup of soups.
Right.
Anyway,
it's proper like Heinz. They do cup of soup range now. It's the most interesting fact I've got. Well, Reese,
were you in the middle of?
Go on.
Were you in the middle of saying something, or did you finish your sentence?
Do you know what? I have no idea. Once I go on a tangent, that's it. I'm done. I'm done forever.
Right.
Reese is just asking, no Milan today. Milan's actually doing something university. Like, I don't know what he's doing exactly. He just had enough of me.
He's always doing something, isn't he? Like,
he is so busy.
All of his uni stuff. I know.
Like, all the time. We get little updates all the time on our secret Facebook page, and it's like, oh my god, Milan, just take a day off. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I hope he realises he's got a dream vlog coming up on Thursday. If not, I'm going to have to poke him for that.
Yeah.
Freezing Chicken. Seamus, thank you for joining. Mad Cowburger, Wizard Eye, Prince. I missed loads of people joining us. Yeah, I think, have you heard the story about when I tried to convince someone that they were dreaming? I don't know if I've ever told you this.
I don't know, but I'm sure I'm about to hear.
You are about to hear. You are an intuitive one. You are. So I was experimenting with character-assisted lucid dream, I think, at the time, which is where a dream character assists you in becoming lucid. It's a dialed technique, technique for achieving dialed. But I wanted to change it up a little bit because I was practicing for it for a while. Actually, I think this was the first video. I did a character-assisted lucid dream video a long time ago when I was at uni, and I think that was the first time I got a comment off Reese, actually. Thinking about it, I think he left a comment in the video. Oh, memories. Anyway, so you try and... There's two ways you can do it. There's one way you can try and just randomly get a dream character to tell you that you're in a lucid dream, which is really handy. Or there's the other one where you can intentionally try and stick the idea of like you tell a dream character, okay, every time I'm dreaming, I want you to come to me, find me, and tell me that I'm in a dream. Hello, Varen. Nice to see you. But then I got a little bit like, okay, I don't want to do that. I'm going to just, because it wasn't working very well, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll try something else. So I was at a theatre in a dream, very skinny top row of like seats that I was in, and I managed to find someone in the dream who I knew in waking life. I probably saw them every other day, so I knew, oh, if this is actually a shared dream experience, I'd be able to just go and talk to them and see what they're doing, see if they had a shared dream experience. So I asked them, well, I went up to them in the dream and I said to them, look, do you know that you're in a dream? Do you know that you're the one that's dreaming? And they said, what? And they kind of like freaked out, and then they were looking at their hands, kind of like how I would look at my hands, and it got really surreal and really meta, because the dream started falling apart, similar to the way that my dreams fall apart. And I was like, okay, this is quite weird. I'm gonna have to try and gain control of my own dream by like doing like stabilizing techniques and things, even though I'm not the one that's losing my dream. So
Yeah.
it was shaking around, and I managed to try and get the dream under control, but it didn't work, and I just ended up waking up. But this dream character was convinced that they were the ones that were dreaming, and because they did that, I kind of experienced a layer one, but from a different perspective, and it was very bizarre.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's a pretty weird dream.
Yeah, I went to them, I think the next morning, and I asked them, what did you dream of last night? And no, wasn't
Nah.
wasn't a shared dream, unfortunately, but never mind. What about you?
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that a few times when I've seen people from waking life, and I've said to them, look, if you remember any of this, please message me tomorrow and tell me about your dream. But then I don't get any messages the next day, so
That's probably
Obviously.
a better way of doing it, because if you go
Yeah.
and talk to someone about it, then they'll be all like, oh yeah, and then you can like kind of roll off each other, and it makes it assume that you've had a shared dream experience, even though you probably didn't. But
yeah.
if you tell them in the dream, that's probably a better way of doing it. I would imagine anyway.
Yeah, but so far I haven't had any positive results with that. So
It only takes one.
anyway, yeah. But other than that, I mean, I had a pretty cool lucid dream maybe a couple of months ago where I was trying to ask dream characters, like, how can I be successful? Like, what do I need to focus on and stuff? And a dream character, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he pointed to this other person and he said, that guy over there is selling everybody Pepsi, but he's convincing them that it's Coke. So I was like, so you're trying to tell me that I need to deceive people in order to be successful? I wasn't quite sure what to make of that message, but it seems, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
don't
weird
know.
one. I wouldn't know where to start with that. We did the whole dream interpretation last week, and how.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I wonder what that one would be like. Pepsi versus Coke. Just you've got
Yeah.
a shady salesman in your dream. There's so many I could choose. I actually did, just on a tangent, I did a blind taste test for Pepsi and Coke, because, as we all probably know, I'm addicted to sugar. So I was drinking Coca-Cola like you wouldn't believe, and in my house, my family decided to do a blind taste test to see which one you prefer, Pepsi or Coke, and if you could tell the difference. I couldn't tell the difference if I was blindfolded.
Really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
I drank, not exaggerating or anything, I drank like 3 litres of Coke a day for like months. Like, and I thought,
Nice.
if I knew the taste of Coke, then I would know, like, this is definitely Coca-Cola. But no, I couldn't tell. And my mum, who likes Coca-Cola a lot but doesn't drink it, preferred Pepsi. So there we go. Little segue into the strange life of my family. But
Oh, well, fair enough.
fair enough indeed. So
Yeah, I've had to swap. I've swapped to sugar-free. Well, it's sugar-free iron brew, which is slightly better than diet iron brew, but not as good as real iron brew.
I don't.
But I have too much sugar in my life, so
It's difficult.
I need to stop.
We're doing
Yeah.
a video on what's it called? Lucid dreaming and diet. For one of the Monday videos, I've just written the script actually, because I did
Oh,
quite
okay,
a lot of
good.
nutrition, and it turns out that sugar doesn't actually keep you awake or make you hyperactive. They've done studies for like 30, 40 years or whatever it is, and it doesn't keep you awake at night, which I find quite interesting.
Well, I've done, well, I say experiments. A few times when I've woken up in the middle of the night and I've been hungry, I'll just turn to something sugary. I always find that I have very vivid dreams. Now, I don't know if that's just coincidence, but I've kind of found that they tend to be more vivid when I've had sugar.
Yeah.
Like some point during the night. I don't know.
Who knows?
That might have something.
It might have something to do with it. I know that I did an experiment with cheese a long time ago because a lot of people. Apparently, Ed sent you a private message.
Oh, okay. I'll check that out in a sec, Ed.
Apparently, like cheese gives you nightmares. It's a huge common misconception. I thought it was true. So I heard a different fact. I think it was QI. Have you ever watched QI?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it was on QI, and they said that cheese doesn't give you nightmares. And I was like, right, I'm gonna have to find out for myself, being the person on the internet who talks to a camera about dreams. So I thought,
about dreams. Yeah.
Do a little bit of an experiment, and no, it was quite weird. I ate like 2 blocks of cheese or something stupid. A bit excessive, I would say. not just like a chocolate bar. I didn't just sit there and just chew it like lump of cheddar. What did I do? I forget. Oh, I had a jar of pickle. See, I'm not an animal. Just cut up a cube, just dunk it in and eat it. And yeah, it turned out that I had such vivid dreams that night. But I don't know if that's got anything to do with the fact that I ate like a block and a half of cheese, and you're not meant to.
But what would it be in the cheese that actually has that effect?
Well, I'm not sure. There's I think it's tryptophan. Let me find out. Cheese dreams tryptophan. Oh, there it pops up. The substance in cheese called tryptophan, which is an amino acid, which when it's in your body, it turns into vitamin B3, which can help with lucidity in dreams or just vividness in dreams. So I didn't have any bad dreams. You just have vivid dreams. So if you happen to have a bad dream whilst you're eating cheese, then probably you'll be more vivid, and it'll seem like you've had a nightmare. But if you had good dreams, you eat some cheese. Good dreams.
Oh yeah, B vitamins, they're supposed to be pretty good for lucidity. I have used them a few times. I don't tend to really take supplements just because I don't really like to rely on something external to help with lucidity. 'Cause, I don't want to end up my phone went off. Relying solely on something like that.
Yeah. No,
so I don't tend to. Yeah.
It's like this whole thing with the Remy mask all over again.
Yeah.
It's I'm just gonna clear up something Spencer said. No, amino acids doesn't mean vivid lucid dreams. It's only tryptophan, which turns into vitamin B, which gives you. It's not aminos.
Willow Pillow has asked about mugwort. Yeah, I've smoked mugwort. It hasn't really had any effect. It always seems to make my right knee feel really weird. That is literally the only thing I've noticed about mugwort.
Describe weird. Hang on. Describe weird.
Like just a tingling sensation in my knee.
All right.
It's always my right knee as well, never the left one. So yeah, I mean, I don't have. I mean, I was gonna try and make tea out of it, but I don't have a tea doodah thing. Strainer, whatever the correct word is.
Nah, doodah's good.
I don't have a tea doodah, so I just smoked it instead.
Fair enough.
Makes me feel slightly relaxed and gives me a twitchy knee. So
that's very bizarre.
But no difference with my dreams.
I hear is mugwort because I know they've got it in the dream leaf thing. Hang on, let's have a look. Mugwort. Yeah, the dream leaf thing that I've got in the cupboard. There we go. That's a nice zoomed in picture. That's quite full of mugwort, but you've got to be very careful when you take mugwort. I think that's the one that if you're on antidepressants or some psychotic medication, it can.
It's 5 HTP that you can't take.
Oh right, yeah, that's the one above it. But you've got to be careful with that.
You can't take mugwort if you're pregnant.
Ah!
You could
That's the one.
cause an abortion. It could cause an abortion. Which,
Seriously?
yeah, because it causes contractions in the uterus. So obviously, if you're pregnant, it's a bit of a don't do it.
Yeah, no, I won't then. Next time I'm
So
pregnant.
yeah,
No,
don't do it.
I'll
do it, Giz.
I'll tend to stay away from the mugwort. Oh, it's St. John's. Yeah. St. John's wort.
St. John's wort. Yeah, that's another one. Gosh. Yeah, you need to be careful.
And they don't put any warning labels on these either. That's the thing you've got to be very careful about. I had a chat with a guy who does the marketing for Dreamleaf, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get the warnings on the labels, but I suppose they're a bit concerned. Maybe not specifically Dreamleaf, but all the other companies as well. They're a bit concerned about them losing product, if you know what I mean. They're losing. If it's got a warning on the label, that suggests that maybe I shouldn't have this, you know. So they'll lose customers.
Surely it would be worse if someone took it and then had a really bad reaction to it, and then they'd be in a lot more trouble.
Yeah, you'd think
then.
that. You'd think that.
Yeah. Surely you don't want to kill the customers. So
you never know. This is the other one. I've got this one too, which was sent to me by Vivid Dream. See, I'm representing all the companies. Oh damn! I've got the T in my hand, but yeah, it's the same company.
Oh right. Yeah.
This one here's got mugwort, but weirdly enough, it's got catnip in it, which I find weird.
All right.
Yeah, catnip.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Mental. And I love the countries of origin include Croatia, Mexico, Macedonia, Hungary, Poland, Egypt, and Italy. I mean, what? Like, surely just make it yourself. I don't know, but I seem to remember that guy was. I think he did it by himself. Like it's a one-man company, and I think he.
Well, yeah, it's like Nisha as well. He can't see. He does some pretty good stuff. Wasn't he originally in Team Lucid Dream? Paul Rimmer.
Paul. I think
Rimmer.
That
is that his name?
It rings a bell. Reese will probably know. I don't know.
Yeah. No, Reese, help us out. Yeah.
Paul Rimmer.
Come on, you should know.
It
was your
mate. I wasn't with it at the time.
Well, he does some pretty. They're not all like for lucid dreaming. There's just a lot of like health tonics and stuff. And he did the flying potion, which is supposed to help with lucid dreaming. It kind of helps with vividness, but to be honest, like the use that I've found with it is it makes me like less miserable.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is always a good thing to have. So. So yeah.
I just checked up on Paul Rimmer, and he was in Team Lucid Dream. See, I love staying up to date with the.
Yeah.
It's good that you've got a job with Team Lucid Dream, to be honest, because you seem to be knowing more about the background than everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, before we continue, just one question that I've got to ask is, do you have any advice about remembering dreams under extreme stress? Now, personally, I don't know. Like, if I'm really stressed out, then for me, I really can't remember that many dreams.
Well, I'm going to really be the person that everyone hates at the moment. I don't feel stress so much because
You bastard.
I know I am probably the least stressful person you'll ever meet. Apart from when I'm like I've got a cold or something, and then I don't. Well, no, because I don't really feel the stress. It's like if I was to go into a psychologist's like office and sit down and take a test of stress, I would be so under stressed that the psychologist would be like, "What? Why are you not stressed?" And then he'll get all amped up and ragey. Like when I was at university, I was juggling so many different plates of like juggling plates. I just mixed my metaphors there. Spinning plates. All right, I was spinning so many plates that I should have been really, really stressed. I should have really been stressed, but I never did. I don't really get stressed. I get deflated more than anything. I think I feel apathetic, but I never really get stressed. Ed says he'll swap one day with me. I would if I could, Ed. I would if I could.
Yeah, no, I just try and relax as much as possible, which obviously doesn't always work if you're really stressed. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna feel stressed. So no, I don't really remember many dreams if I'm stressed out, unfortunately. So I mean, I don't think we've really helped with that question.
Okay, let's try and really figure out. Well, you could do anti-stressing things. Okay, anti-stressing techniques, maybe some cognitive behavioral therapy, but for other things like the anti-stressing techniques, maybe lavender is always a nice smell to be.
Yeah, smells are good.
You can always take a nice long refreshing bath, like relax, just chill. Like seriously though, that play a video game.
The funny thing about the bath is, I'm kind of going off topic here slightly, but I was talking to people recently about the crisis team here in the UK. So, like, if you're feeling suicidal and everything, you call the crisis team. And more often than not, their advice when you're on the verge of killing yourself is to either have a bath or have a cup of tea.
What kind of
I mean, I understand that it might help de-stress you, but I think if you are literally on the verge of ending your life, a cup of tea isn't going to bring you back from the edge.
No, definitely not.
It's quite funny.
Unless the Dalai Lama hand delivers me my cup of tea, I don't think that would help at all.
No.
Oh, jeez, that is so mental. The crisis.
It's a pretty. We have a pretty shitty system. I mean, like, I know if they've got a lot of people ringing up who are in a stressful or in a suicidal situation, you're not going to be able to get out and help everybody. But you'd think we'd have something a bit more helpful than just go have a bath or a cup of tea.
It is just crazy. I think the way that mental health is represented in the UK is just awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah, it's not fantastic.
No, it is very like Custard just said it's very British to have a cup of tea.
Yeah, I know.
Solve the issues. Oh, Beth says the same thing. Oh, hi Beth. I didn't see you there.
But yeah, certain smells are quite helpful in de-stressing. Like you say with lavender. Exercise.
Yeah. Somebody said it in the comment section. And someone else said meditate as well. All things good. I did a video on my channel about my favourite videos that I made for my channel over 2016. One of those you have to do it like, 2016 was such a great year type of video that every channel does on the new year. And I missed out my sleep deprivation ones, which was a shame. But
I really liked those. I think they were like the first ones I watched of yours.
Yeah,
I really like them.
But one of my favourite videos that I made last year was about meditation, and the reason that I liked it so much was because that meditation is given like a really bad rep for being hippie and that kind of connotations that it just, like, if you just type in the word meditation into Google Images, you come up with all these chakras and like people like doing yoga poses on the beach on the sunset, things that just doesn't make sense. Whereas realistically, like right here, I could do meditation for 10 minutes just sitting in my chair, and it's that kind of thing that I really didn't like, and hopefully I represented it a bit better in that video, which is why I liked it. And I think the meditation is one of those, it's like a secret like pill that people can swallow down, and anyone can do it, and you can do so much with it. There's nothing wrong with being a hippie, but I'm just saying negative connotations, Willow.
Well, it's one of those things that's sort of very new age. Well, I mean, it's kind of linked to a lot of new age stuff. People don't really often know like the science behind it. So, but I mean, if you can get in the right frame of mind, meditation is absolutely fantastic.
I think they use it they use it. There's a very small group in America that use meditation with school kids, and they just get the kids just to do like 10-15 minutes of meditation every day in school, and their test results are just spiking up really massively, and
Yeah.
like stress levels go down better than medication. So that's probably, for that question that you asked, that's probably the best thing I would suggest. That's that, I think.
Okay, well that's that question answered, I guess.
Yeah, boom. That's knocked that out of the park.
There we go.
Is there anything else that a dream character said to you or done in a dream?
Well, I mean, there's all the stuff that I've done with like my mental health and that, but I mean, I feel like we've kind of talked about that a lot in previous videos, and I don't really want to
press on it too much.
Repeat all of that. Yeah. If other people, you can always go back and watch those. No, it's usually just no. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
Yeah.
How about, because something that I'm very fascinated with you, Max, is the fact that you've got a place in your dreams that you go to, and every time you return to this place, it like populates itself with new dream characters and houses and shops and whatever it was. I forget. Is there any update on your village, your town, your city in your dreams?
No, not really. I haven't been back in maybe a month or so. Just because I haven't really had great sleep at the moment, so I haven't had as many lucid dreams as I would normally have. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head the last time I went back there.
Off the top of your head,
no,
it's really difficult when you're trying to think back. And
I'm trying to think. Yeah,
but
no, like usually when I go, it's always kind of the same. Everything kind of looks the same. Maybe there'll be a few new buildings, there'll be more people around, but I do find it really interesting that the same dream characters will be there.
That
really blows my mind. It really blows my mind that it's able to do that.
Just for the people that don't know what we're talking about, what is exactly the dream scenario that we're talking about with you? Can you just explain how you started your town, maybe, and things, just briefly?
Well, it was I don't know, maybe about 3-4 years ago. I used to be on the Dream Views forums a lot, and one of the topics was talking about if it's possible to create like your own lucid dream world, or a place that you can revisit whenever you get lucid. And at the time I didn't think I was really that advanced enough at lucid dreaming to do it, but I thought I'd give it a go. I kind of had an image in mind of where I wanted to start, which was on a beach. So the next time I got lucid, I tried to get there by going through a door. I decided that if I go through a door, I'll get there. It took a little while. Like at first, whenever I went through a door, I just ended up in another room. But it was actually a dream character that came along and told me just to keep on going. So eventually I got there, and I think like the thing that amazes me the most is like when I got there on the beach, like the fact that I could feel the heat. Because normally, you don't really think about those things.
Yeah.
Like, that's not really your main focus when you're getting lucid, stuff like that. But it was just those little details and things like that really amazed me. And there was nothing actually on the beach, but a dream character came along and he said to me, "Oh, I know you were expecting more than this," and stuff like that. The dream ended not long after. Then it was the next night that I got lucid again, and I went back. And this time when I went back, there was an entire village on the beach, and that same dream character was there. And it became apparent to me that he basically just built this entire village for me within the night. So when I returned the next day, it was all there.
It's mental.
And yeah, you can't put into words just how like mind-blowing something like that is until you've had that experience, I guess. But he's he's the character that kind of builds things in the dream world for me. So
the architect. He's the architect.
Yeah,
the Matrix.
He's the architect. Yeah.
That's mental. That is truly mental. Yeah. I'm always fascinated with things how people can have entire civilizations or whatever in their dreams. A lot of the time, you read a story just like you've just described on a forum, you go, yeah, all right, they're probably exaggerating a bit, but when you actually get to talk to someone who can legitimately recall it without hesitation like you just did, it's like, oh my god, like how do you do this? It's amazing. It is really truly amazing. Have you got any plans to go back? And if so, what would you do there?
Not at the moment. Like my main experiment at the moment is actually seeing if it's possible for me to lose weight through lucid dreaming, because as I said before, with sugar, I eat far too much sugary stuff, and I'm starting to get a little bit overweight, and I want to reverse all that before I get too fat. So yeah, I was just seeing if it was possible to lose weight with that, either by eating all the crappy food in my dreams, or just by or maybe just by like trying to speak to my subconscious and to try and like maybe, I don't know, convince myself that I don't like that kind of food anymore and I want to eat better food. Just stuff like that. I want to
kind of like self-hypnosis in a way.
Yeah, like that. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do it, but then like I've been very stressful recently, so I haven't been sleeping properly, because I've been stressed, I've just been eating more crap. So it's actually not going so well. My experiment's not going so well at the moment.
It'll get there. If you need a little a big tip that I learned from like just exercise and stuff, just do a little bit more, eat a little bit less each time. That's it.
Okay, yeah.
But if you bite off more than you can chew, metaphorically speaking, then you just tend to rage quit, really. So baby steps.
Oh yeah.
And I do the same thing. I've got a very fortunate genetical. Oh Jesus, what's wrong with me? Genetically speaking, I hit kind of like the jackpot when it comes to my metabolism. I burn off an incredible amount of energy, which has come in so handy because I eat so much food that if I didn't have my metabolism, which I won't in 5 years' time, that will go. I'd be so overweight, it would be ridiculous. But
well, yeah, I mean, seeing as though we've already spoken about this on Team Lucid Dream, about testosterone, is when I started taking testosterone, my metabolism shot up, and I could just eat and eat and eat, and nothing, I'd gain nothing. But then, unfortunately, like my metabolism started to level out, but my eating didn't. So I continued to eat terribly and loads, and started gaining weight. So
it happens. It'll come off just as easy as it gets on. Don't worry. I wouldn't worry about it. Don't worry. Max, don't worry. Chill out, Max.
I won't. I'll be stress-free. But there's a cake shop just around the corner.
Oh my god.
And they have bubblegum cheesecake, which I kind of talk about all the time. It's so good.
Oh, that sounds so
good. I'm thinking about it now. God damn it. Yeah. So there you go.
Reasons to hate Giz: number 1, no stress; number 2, high metabolism; number 3, these calf muscles.
Oh.
So we talked. Oh, it's been 40 minutes already. No,
really?
That can't be right. Is that right? That is right. It's been 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes.
Damn, that's gone. So this kind of gives us a good segue into learning stuff in dreams, because you were mentioning that you want to test out to see if you can lose weight in a dream, kind of like a learning behavior in a dream. So we're gonna just move on, because this is the second thing that you suggested, really, which is to talk about learning stuff in lucid dreams and how it transcends into the waking world. You got anything you want to poke first about it?
Not really. I haven't really tried to learn anything really. Like, I've thought about practicing instruments and stuff, but normally I find in a dream, if I'm playing an instrument, I'll just be able to play it like fantastically. It doesn't matter what like keys I press on a piano or whatever, or whatever strings I'm whatevering. I just play fantastically anyway. It doesn't really translate into, you know what I mean? I can't really go and take that back into it. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like
Yeah.
like you just hover your fingers over the keys and like you can play Gargadabee-Gook and it turns into Flight of the Bumblebee, you know, things like that.
Yeah. So it's not really something you can take back into the waking world because you haven't really learned anything. You've just been able to play.
Speaking of piano, well, I'm thinking of piano really. I'm doing a weird face for Ed because he said make an ugly face. I don't know if this is working. I went to the cinema yesterday to watch La La Land. Have you seen it?
Oh no, I haven't. I've recognised the name.
Oh my Christ, is that film amazing? Like, I came out the cinema and I didn't say anything like halfway up the road. So I was walking with the missus and her sister, and I was like, huh. And they were like, oh, blah blah blah, talking about the film, and I was like, that was a 9.5 out of 10, and that was pretty much the first thing I said. And the only reason I say about keyboard or piano is because Ryan Gosling in the film, Sebastian, he plays the keyboard. He plays like jazz piano really well, and it's already one of my things to do for 2016 is to learn how to play the piano or learn how to play keyboard properly. But after seeing that film, that's like, man, I just want to practice keyboard right now type of thing. But I can't because I don't own one. It's usually you
kind of need to own one first. That's like the first step.
Yes, definitely the first step. I've got one on my tablet, but that don't count.
It's not quite the same.
No. So you can use lucid dreams to practice skills in the dreams, and it will transcend into the waking world, as we alluded to earlier. But piano is one of the tests that this group, I can't remember exactly who it was now, they were testing this learning process about cognitive functions, and they used keyboard or a piano as their testing benchmark, and that's when they found out that you can definitely learn things, and it's scientifically proven.
I think I remember there was a study as well about people lifting weights, and it was like some people actually lifted weights and other people just imagined that they were lifting weights. And obviously the people who were doing the weights had better results, but even the people who weren't doing weights and just pretending still had some results. So
I think I may have mentioned one of those in one of my videos, or maybe even on the stream once. And it only works up to a certain point, because then but it's still just mind-blowing to think that you can get stronger just by thinking about being stronger or thinking about lifting weights. That to me is crazy.
You see, that's another thing with weight loss. I'm hoping I can just lose weight by believing that my body is losing weight. So
you just got to imagine that you're lifting weights. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go. Problem solved.
There you go.
It's the thought that
I'll
counts.
give it a go.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
TMD, I want to play ukulele. We can trade, Giz. Do you play piano by any chance there, TMD? James says, thoughts affect us physically to an extent, even if it's down to brain chemistry, and it's still very impressive. It is very impressive.
I bought a book about placebo effect, which I've only read like a little bit of it, but one of the stories in that was about a guy who received some kind of medication for tumours, I think it was, and they basically, all his tumours went away, but it later transpired that this medicine didn't do anything at all. There was nothing in it that could actually get rid of his tumours, but because he believed that it worked, it did. I'm kind of not quite sure how viable that story is, but I think to an extent, I think you can kind of heal your body of certain things if you really believe that it's happening. I don't know if you could really cure yourself of something as big as that, but
because could you imagine if you were the patient and you found out that your doctor who's been treating your brain cancer or your brain tumour, same thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's probably the same thing. It's just, oh yeah, there was nothing in the medication I gave you. I would have murdered him.
Well, no, I think like at the time, like it was only later on that after more studies they'd found out that it wasn't really that effective, whatever was in it.
Right.
So it was kind of like one of them. But yeah, you'd be pretty pissed off if
majorly.
if they gave you like yeah, absolutely. I was going to say something and it's completely slipped my mind.
Well, I'll ask you a question instead then.
Cool.
Learning stuff apart from losing weight, and what was the other thing you suggested that you wanted to do? Or was that just
with instruments, I guess.
Is there anything else that you?
Well, yeah, because I was going to say, well, I play accordion is the latest instrument because I play loads of things, but accordion's like the latest one that I've been learning. But I don't really get an opportunity to play it much during the day because my partner sleeps during the day because they work nights, so I don't really get to play it.
Just play it at night. I'm sure the neighbours will love you.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not. No, they really don't. But yeah. But I haven't got around to playing accordion in a dream yet. But what I do occasionally is skateboard, because I used to do that a lot when I was younger, and I ended up breaking my wrist when I was dropping in on a ramp. And it's like I've got like a massive fear of dropping in on ramps now. Like I won't do it. And I've been trying to kind of get over that fear by doing it in dreams.
Yeah.
And just learning how to do tricks in dreams.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't really tried skating properly in a while. So
I remember when I was a kid, what did we do? Oh, bugger! I'm going to forget whilst I'm trying to edit your thing. There we go. Made that a little bit smaller so people can see your face. Remember when I was a kid? That's better. When I was a kid, me and my friend used to only own one pair of rollerblades between us. Don't ask us.
Right.
Don't ask us why. So we used to wear one rollerblade on each foot. So I would have the left one, he would have the right one, and we used to kind of like link arms in the middle. And we went down a ramp, like a vert or whatever you call it. I don't know what the cool kids say. I'm not part of that niche. And we dropped in, like linked arms together, one on each side. We didn't fall over that time, but it was probably one of the most like, what am I doing with my life moments I've probably ever had.
Yeah.
I'd never forget about it. But yeah, and then we used to try and go around the bowl of the skate park with just one rollerblade.
One leg each.
Yeah. No. This time it would be separate. So I'd try and go around just pushing with my foot, kind of like I had a skateboard, but with a rollerblade on my other.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know why I mentioned that. That's probably the stupidest story I've ever had.
Oh dear. No, but other than that, I haven't really experimented too much with skills in a lucid dream.
No, I don't think I have either. I mean, when I started playing guitar, I was practicing guitar in a dream, and I got very quick at playing guitar. I could play like quite not advanced things, but less beginnery things than my friends at the time. And I put that down to playing guitar, doing it in the dream. So I think it helped me out a lot. But then again, I was playing guitar in the waking world like all the time at the start.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's one of those things.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah, James plays guitar.
James plays guitar.
Team Lucid Dream. He did the Team Lucid Stream jingle.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James.
Custard.
Yep.
I'll have a look at your thing, Custard, after the stream. Sounds interesting. Just a quick question, because I was going to ask you earlier and I just forgot. What the hell made you go, I know, I'll learn the accordion?
I don't know, I felt that something was missing from my life, and for some reason I landed on accordion.
Did you have your eyes closed at a dictionary by any chance, just poking random things?
No, it was just, one of those, my life is falling apart moments. How can I fix my life? Quite clearly, it's accordion.
Yeah, it was like the equivalent of a buying a kitten type thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I just but it's actually one of the most rewarding things I've ever. Of all the instruments that I play, it's the one that gives me the most joy. So
there you go. What can you say? What other instruments do you play? So I didn't realise you were quite the musician.
Guitar, bass guitar,
nice.
Ukulele, piano, drums. Pretty much a one-man band.
Yeah, just tie them all together.
Yeah.
Like strum the guitar with your foot. You got the accordion in your legs, just between your thighs. You got the bass drum on your back, so when you put your foot down, it bangs it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll set you up. Don't worry. I got you.
Ah, dear.
So we've got quite a musical team, actually, haven't we?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
We could set up the Team Lucid band or something. Accordion.
Yeah.
You got the accordion. I got the ukulele.
Yeah.
James can sing, and Milan actually plays piano, so he can bring a bit of funky type thing. So
yeah, we can. Hey, and let's not forget Rhys Jones. He does a lot of music stuff as well, doesn't he?
He does a lot of music stuff now. I don't know if Rhys, have you posted?
Are you still here, Rhys?
He's still here. I can sense his presence.
All right.
But I don't know if he's finished recording anything.
Ed, you can sing if you want, because I can't sing. So Ed, if you want to sing.
Yeah, please, Ed, sing.
Oh, there he is. He's still here. That's good.
I think your screen is. Oh, there we go. Mine wasn't loading as quickly.
Am I frozen?
No. Mine wasn't loading as quickly as.
Right.
With the thing. Right. Anybody in the comment section had any experiences with learning skills in a lucid dream? I think that's a good question to ask, because it seems to be one of those things that isn't the first thing to think of when people talk about lucid dreaming. It's not the last thing people think of either, but it is one of the most interesting things. Josh, what can you play? What instrument can you play? And then we'll think about it. So Rhys is waiting on a new desktop, so he hasn't recorded anything yet, but he's writing prolifically. Right. I like that. Good use of the word prolifically. Not scare them off. Right. So if anybody's ever had any experience with learning skills in the lucid dream, whether it be musical instrument or learning language, I saw one of the comments popping up saying about learning a language. Flying a skill?
Yep.
Wouldn't say it's really a skill. Like practicing German whilst lucid dreaming. That is exactly what we're talking about, because technically speaking, if you know a little bit of German, your dream character should also know a little bit of German, so you can riff off each other.
Yeah.
You sounded like such a boss when you said that then. You're like, yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Well, I was sort of trying to read at the same time as speaking, and I kind of tailed off at the end there and lost my train of thought.
That's aight. I don't know.
I played violin for like a week.
Yeah, your comments are popping up quicker than mine.
Are they? Alright. I have used Lucid Dreaming to practice sections of a script for one of my plays. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a good dreams.
I guess it's not so much a skill, but I do think it's quite helpful. Like if you've got like a presentation or something coming up, like practicing in a dream setting, especially if you hate speaking. Like if you're not very good at public speaking, then I guess it's a way of practicing and trying to get over that fear. Yeah,
because public speaking is one of those things that you can cure by just getting in the moment, and you can definitely do that in a dream. What's it called? Exposure therapy. That's it. Where you just expose yourself to whatever you're concerned about or anxious about doing, and you can also battle phobias like that in dreams, in which you like, say for example, I'm terrified of spiders for some unknown reason.
Oh god, no, I can't. Strangely, house spiders. I am absolutely terrified of house spiders, but I can hold a tarantula like it's no problem.
I've done the same. Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from. I went to a petting zoo. I don't know why any petting zoo in the world would have a tarantula. Doesn't seem like the most cuddliest of animals, but I held one. But like,
it's just
I remember.
I think.
Oh, go on.
I think it's just because like they kind of just sit there, and then the ones that I've held just sit there. They're not that fast, and they're kind of all in proportion. Like I hate it when you get a house spider that's got like a tiny body but massive legs.
Yeah,
that's freaky. Oh, and just to answer Beth, no, I don't sing. I can't sing. I sound terrible.
Terrible. Sounds very terrible. Yeah. Terrible.
I can't. I can only just manage speaking. So.
Same.
Yeah, spiders.
I don't like. I had this really horrible experience when I was. Actually, it was in this house. I was sitting on the sofa, me and the missus, just watching a bit of TV, all relaxed, all calm, and just my t-shirt like rode up a little bit, so like the side of my waist, my hip area was like exposed, so to speak. I'm glad it was to a certain extent, but I wish to God it wasn't, because I could feel like a tickling, and I thought it might just be a bit of cloth just brushing against my side, and then it felt a little bit more tactile than just a little bit of cloth brushing against my side. Maybe I thought it was my t-shirt. I looked down and it was Goliath, and it was a massive spider. It was probably, it probably wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but knowing me, I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
It was probably maybe 1.5 times the size of a £2 coin, and it was just walking across my skin. So I jumped up and I kind of went, "Aah!" Like I made like a horrible noise. I ripped off my clothes quicker than I've ever done in my life, and I was just standing there in the middle of the living room, just in my underpants like that, and I was just looking around on the floor because I couldn't see anything. I didn't know where the spider was. My missus was just like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, there's a spider on me." And then she understood. But then we found it, and it was hidden in like the rug, because we got quite like a shaggy rug, and it was all like, oh, and I had to pop the spider and I threw it outside. I don't mind if I can trap them. I don't mind taking them out of the house, but it's when they're left to roam. I tend to just leave them on doing what they do. So, for example, where I hang my coat up in my house, I know there's a spider up in the corner. It's not a huge spider, but it's not a nice sized spider, but it just chills.
You don't want to aggravate it.
No, basically. I know. It might be.
They just keep it.
Yeah, it might be keeping flies out. I hear they're quite territorial as well. So where you've got one spider, you don't get loads of other spiders coming. I don't know if that's true, to be honest.
Well, I have like a web up there, and it's quite cool. It's kind of like a little enclosure that a spider built, and I let him stay up there. He used to go out during the day and come back at night.
Sounds like
and
a
then
cat.
I did accidentally kill him. Because he was on the floor, and I thought, right, I'll try and like put a cup over him and move him, but I ended up like taking loads of his legs off. So I figured, I better just kill him now.
Yeah.
But I've kept that little web there, and occasionally spiders will just like pass through, kip for a night, and then go. So it's just like a
hotel. It's a lodge.
It's
a lodge
for spiders. So I'm happy keeping that around.
Yeah, I tend just to leave them do their own thing. If they're too big, they've got to go. But I remember, oh god, this just reminds me again. We're getting really off topic from dreams, but Jesus, I'm thinking of horrible things now. I remember sitting in the dark in my bedroom, considering that the back half of my building, that my flat that I'm in, is underground, and the front is not underground. It's weird.
All right, okay.
It's a weird thing. But my bedroom's basically, when I've got the lights off and I've got the curtain closed, it's pitch black. So I'm on my tablet like this, and I'm just watching a YouTube video. It's pitch black. I shouldn't really be on my tablet if I'm trying to get to sleep, but I got to watch my videos. Yeah. So I'm there.
Exactly.
And out the corner of my eye, I can see a spider that was so big and so thick that I could see it at night crawling across my wall. And I was like, I can see it, and it's pitch black. So I turned on the light, and it was a massive spider.
Oh,
massive.
I have a few more spider stories, but I think we need to remember that we're not just having a conversation between you and me. There are actually people watching this, so
Yeah, trying to learn something about lucid
yeah.
dreaming.
And yeah, we're just having a casual conversation between the two of us. So, yeah.
I
How
can't.
much is it for a night at the Max's Spider Hotel? I don't charge. I just the only condition is you stay up there. You don't come anywhere near me, otherwise you will be killed.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Don't even attempt a handshake or a cuddle. Max
No,
won't
you
give
just
it.
no, you just stay up there. Leave by the morning. Everything's cool.
Yeah. Do the walk of shame so no one sees you. And Max will be happy. Oh, I'm itchy now. I'm itchy. I kind of like to think of these live streams as less of tutorials or educational pieces and more of just a community gathering. Because I think, well, especially Milan and I, we tend to deviate from topic rapidly.
Oh, I mean, it is quite difficult to have a conversation and read everybody's comments at the same time. Which, you know, I do apologise if we have missed a lot of questions and just spoken bollocks. So, but I mean, okay, let's see if there are any questions. What's the best way to spawn things in a lucid dream?
I think somebody already answered that, didn't they? No, they didn't. The best way to spawn things, there's a couple of ways you can do it. The door technique is quite a good one. Or you can do what I think James calls it, the around the corner or just around the corner technique, which is the same kind of thing where you think of something in your mind, which is in itself really bizarre because you've got to imagine that you're in a dream which is already in your mind, and yet you can still think in your mind's mind. It just blows.
It's pretty weird, isn't it? That you can still kind of see things in your mind's eye despite the fact that you're in a dream. It's like another layer of consciousness going on there.
It's absolutely crazy. But then you imagine it, and then hopefully with any luck, and you just open the door, then it should be there. If not, you go around the corner and it should be there as well. But that's one way of doing it. I think there's another way where you can turn around or something, spawning stuff in the lucid dream where it's the same kind of principle. You imagine it in your eye and you just turn around and hopefully it should be there. Basically, if it's out of your sight.
I used to be able to spawn characters really easily. For some reason, like in the last year or so, it's been harder to do. I don't know if I've just got some kind of mental block, but that's something that for some reason I've had a bit of trouble with.
Well, it comes in drips and drabs. It comes in waves, you know.
Yeah.
Like as with lucid dreaming, I always say it's one of those things where you get not sidetracked. It's a fad where you become infatuated with the idea of lucid dreaming, and then 2 months down the line you'd be like, well, I don't want to do that. I know other people they're incessantly, that's not the right word, but they're fixated on lucid dreaming constantly, like all the time. But that's not me. And well, if you're having a little bit of issue with spawning things, that might allude to the fact that you might be coming out of a cycle of thingamajig.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Ed's leaving now, so goodbye, Ed.
Cheers, Ed.
And once again, happy birthday once again.
Happy birthday, Ed. Have a good, wonderful 21st birthday.
Yeah.
It's on the list, though.
Yeah. Meditating in a lucid dream. I have meditated in a lucid dream. Usually it helps the dream stay on course. So like if I feel like the dream's fading, meditating will usually kind of help keep things going.
Yeah, I've had this guy who was. That sounds like a suspicious sentence. Let me rephrase that. I've had an acquaintance of someone, and they meditate as their ritual for getting lucid in a dream. So they try and meditate, and they've got like this tattoo on their back of some swords or whatever. I don't know too much. I've never seen him shirtless. So he meditates, and he does his kickboxing or martial arts routine in his dream, and then he ends up, and then his swords that are tattooed on his back turn out to be actual swords in his dream, and it sounds the most badass thing
cool.
I've heard. What was he called? Dr. Roy McSweeney. He's
we've mentioned him before. You mentioned him a few times actually.
He's a nice guy. He does a lot of talks. As far as I can tell, he's a nice guy. I was meant to do an interview with him when I went to London a few years ago, but it never transpired. Never mind.
That just reminds me. I was going to go down to London next month to one of Charlie Morley's workshops.
Ah.
But I'm not particularly. Well, I'm quite an anxious person, and to kind of travel all by myself down to London, like workout coaches and places to stay and stuff like that, I've kind of put it off. So I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be going.
How far away from London do you live?
I don't know. It's like 4 or 5 hours. I have no idea. I'm up north, so.
Up north. I couldn't tell.
No, could you not? But yeah. Does the dream dissolve when you all meditate, then just consciousness? No, normally like the dream setting will change. Like I've done it once where it all went black, and then there were loads of rainbow colours, and this guy then told me that like humanity had lost its way, and all this other kind of sort of philosophical stuff.
Blimey. I tell you what, mate, you have some heavy dreams. You really do.
I'd like to think that I'm actually like contacting something out in the universe, but I think maybe that's a bit too far.
Well, I hope that's true, because jeez.
Oh yeah, but then the problem is, if I start down that path of thinking, it very quickly goes to me believing that I could be like Jesus, and that's probably not a good thing to believe. So I try and keep.
It's not.
I try and stay on a level. I don't want to get too out there. So
yeah.
But maybe I am. But just no. Maybe.
Speaking of Charlie Morley, same with Custard. Custard has said the same thing. I would really like to see him talk. I mean, when I saw his TED talk, I was like, wow. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm super happy that like I'm going to be in his next book.
Yeah.
And I think he actually said he'd like promote my YouTube channel, which was like, a dream come true. But yeah, no, I talked to him quite a bit, and also to Jade, who's his fiance, because they're all pretty interested in like all the mental health stuff that I do with lucid dreaming. So.
It's very fascinating. I'd say you've probably got the best backstory of any lucid dreamer I've known. So
yeah, but like with stuff like that, I don't know how to like take it forward, if you know what I mean. Like I've done my experiments, I've written about them online. Where do I go from there, kind of thing? If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Good.
I know what you mean. Is your video on your channel still up with The Sims?
Yes, it is.
You haven't got rid of that. So Max made a video on his channel, the Rara Rabbit, of Team Lucid Dream, but in The Sims. At the moment, it's only him, Ed, and James. But my God, did you nail Ed and James so much?
Yeah, like I say in the video, I think I ended up making me look a lot better looking. Because I tried to go for a round head, but I ended up giving myself a really good jawline.
I heard that.
But yeah, that was really funny.
Because you had a bit of computer trouble, and you've lost the house now.
Oh yeah, they're gone now. I'll try and make them again, but if I could get them, I don't know if I'll be able to get them as spot on as I did.
You will. I'm sure you will. See, I think the only thing that distinguishes me from, because Ed's got like this goatee that he has, and James has got an epic beard, The only thing I've got is a pair of glasses, and I'm tall. That's probably it.
Yeah. Well, you can't change the height on Sims, otherwise I would have been like much lower down,
much smaller. Yeah.
than James. Yeah. I'm just gonna check some questions because I don't want to leave people hanging.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
I've heard people mention that there's something a little off about dream characters. Can you two elaborate, please?
Off. Where's that? Who said that one?
Unlost. Slightly.
Oh yeah, I've heard people mention that there's something a little off about dream characters too. What do you mean unlost about off about dream characters? Because that's quite a broad statement to try and specifically answer. Do you have any idea, Max, or have you got any?
No. I'm afraid I don't quite understand what you're saying there.
It sounds like an interesting question if we get the question right, but I don't want to answer a question that turns out that's not what you asked. Because boy, have I done that a few times.
Varen, am I pronouncing your name right? I don't know. Honestly, I'd love to see lucid dreaming help me with confidence and depression. I don't know if you've watched like the second dream vlog we have on this channel where I talk about my mental health stuff. You might want to just check that out, I guess.
I'll find the link.
Yeah.
Because it is.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, it's kind of just talking about mental health and well, talking about I guess hearing voices and stuff, but it applies to all kind of mental health stuff. It's definitely something that I'm like the most passionate about with at the moment with lucid dreaming. So there are a couple. There's also the stream that I did last time with you guys, where we talked about it as well.
That's when we found out about your just brilliant city, your dream city for the first time.
My dream world. Yeah.
Colosseum, healing depression with lucid dreaming. This should be the right link if you guys want to take a look at that at your own leisure. It's very good Team Lucid Dream video that we've got. Thank you, Max. In fact, I quoted myself in the description box saying, one of the most profound dream vlogs I have ever heard. Quote, Giz Edwards, 2016. That's
how often do you guys... Sorry, you finished what you were saying.
I was just about to say, how pretentious am I that I quote myself in a video I upload for the channel?
How often do you guys lucid dream? Typically, like, I seem to have more lucid dreams in the winter than I do in the summer. I'm not quite sure what that's about. But I usually have like between maybe 8 and 15 lucid dreams a month during like winter time, and probably like 5 a month during summer. So I probably have quite a lot, to be honest. I don't really know what the average is for people, but
I don't know what the average is. I think it's.
Let's just say between like 5 and 15 on a month.
I did have the video. I made a video last year about how many lucid dreams to expect. So check that out. I can't remember. I don't tend to have lucid dreams anymore. So my sleeping pattern's been absolutely awful, and it seems like I'm ill every week. I'm not even over the cold that I had. That's why I was drinking soup, because I thought maybe the cup of soup in my old Superman mug will do the trick for healing my illness, but Jesus, no, it didn't. So hear that?
Do you find
dying?
Do you find you have like weird dreams when you're ill? Like, does the sort of content of your dreams change when you're ill?
I had a very weird dream the other day. Hang on, let me find it in my dream journal. It was bizarre. I don't know if I actually wrote it down, so I think I was trying to get ready for work, and I was like, oh, I need to get ready for work. No, I didn't. But basically, you know Duncan Ballantyne from
oh yeah,
Dragon's Den. He's the one that is the Scottish one, so he always says like, "I'm out." You know, he's the one that always says that. He was in my dream, just in a market stall with a hat because he had no money, and he was just begging. And I remember walking past, going, "What?" but I didn't question it, you know. And that should be
Yeah.
a red herring if I've ever heard one, of Duncan Ballantyne just wandering around in a marketplace in the middle of Cornwall just for no reason. But yeah, I do get some really weird dreams.
It's amazing how they can just completely slip under the radar there, like those kind of dreams, like such obvious signs, and yet you don't question it.
No, I think the weirdest bit about it though was he was on a marketplace, but he wasn't selling anything, and Milan just read the description.
Yeah.
But he had his hat in his hand, and it was like a beanie, like kind of. Are you wearing a beanie right now?
I am wearing a beanie right now.
Exactly like that hat. It was black and everything. So he had the hat in his hand, and people were putting money in his hat, but he still had another hat on his head. That was the weirdest thing. So it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hi, Milan. How's it going,
yeah.
Milan?
Well,
decided to join us, have you?
Just another question here that I think is quite interesting. Do you guys believe that everything in a lucid dream is purely from your own headspace, or do you guys entertain the possibility of tapping into something else, like the universal consciousness? How do you feel about that one, Giz?
Personally, I am more than open to the idea of tapping into the universal consciousness. You know, I'm more than willing for that, because like, you've got to imagine that 30 years ago people didn't even scientifically believe that lucid dreaming existed, and we've only been studying it for 30 years. And before we were studying lucid dreaming, like Tibetan Buddhists like said it was from a different place, you know.
Yeah.
So we've only been studying it for a very brief time, and in the future, who knows, maybe we'll find some science to suggest that it's that it comes from outside the brain, because I think Thor says it best in Thor the film. He says, "You call it magic and science. Where I come from, they're one and the same." Like, you know, it's like it's from a different place and time, and it's all just the same thing. I like to think that there is something more to it, but as it stands, I have to go by like empirical evidence. So
yeah, I mean, I will go towards the more like logical and rational answer, but I am kind of open to that idea of there being something more. I mean, ultimately, I don't think I'm ever going to know if it is or not. So I don't really concern myself too much about whether it's like in my head or outside of my head or whatever, because ultimately, like, whatever I learn from it, it doesn't matter where it came from, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And I don't think in our lifetime we're ever going to find out either.
No, probably not. But also as well, I mean, even if it transpired that it was all just part of your mind, I don't think that makes it any less like amazing or important as well.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think.
Yeah.
It's like the same. I've got the same theory about the afterlife. God, I sound really Cornish when I said after. I've got the same theory with the afterlife. It's like, it doesn't matter. Essentially, just don't be a dick in waking life, and your afterlife, you know, the worst situation you can have is eternal bliss. Oh, what a shame, you know.
But, well, it's that thing of like, if there's an afterlife, that's fantastic. There's an afterlife, and if there's nothing, well then, like, I'm not going to know that there's nothing because I've got no consciousness. So either way.
Yeah. I kind of don't care really either way.
Nah.
As long as I know I'm not going to hell, which, you know, that would suck if that's the case. Oh, who was it? Oh, Jim Carrey used to do stand-up before he did films, right? And in his stand-up show, he said, "What would you do if you found out that your parents went to hell? You'd walk around every day being really concerned, like, they taught me everything I know. I even look like them. Like I got that in my head every time someone mentions hell.
Yeah.
Just Jim Carrey making a joke out of it.
But then, like, I suppose the idea of hell that we have is probably like the Christian version of hell, because I guess we are sort of a Christian nation, really.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't care. Anyway,
Yeah.
that answers that. Hang on. Is it possible to stay in a lucid dream for what feels like a week? I have definitely been in lucid dreams that feel like hours. I don't think I've ever had one that feels like an entire week. But I don't know. I don't know. What about you? Have you had one like that?
I've had weird time dilations in dreams, which I can't really explain from what I understand. Because from what I understand, 1 second of waking life... No, sorry, 1 second of your perception of waking life, so how long you think a second is in waking life, is how long you think a second is in a dream. There's no like weird time dilations. Well, I said the same word 3 times, but it still counts.
That's okay.
There's no weird time transitions, so I just can't explain why I've had dreams which felt like hours or days, it doesn't make sense to me. I had a wild once. This is probably a good story to tell. I had a wild, so I was falling asleep consciously. I think I just woken up from a dream and I was going back into another one, more than likely. And if I wasn't having a wild, I'd probably think that I was in the dream for a lot longer than I was, because there was a point where I was in the dream and the first thing I remember was these group of like gangsters, like Denzel Washington in that film where he's really grimy, just surrounded me, and they were saying, dude, what do you think you're doing? What are you doing here, man? Just obliterating me with all these questions, and all of a sudden I just had like memories of like an entire dream's worth of dream, just in an instant. But if I was to become lucid in the dream, I wouldn't have had that snap moment where I had all the memory of the dream. I would have just been in a dream, presuming that I have experienced these dreams as linear, or the memories, sorry, as linear memories. But because I was having a wild, I had that boom, that pop moment where I just remembered so much more. And it's a really weird feeling, to be honest. So
yeah,
that's probably that. That wasn't an American accent, Unlost. All right. This is my American accent. Get ready for this. Crikey, mate! What? This is my American accent. Yeah.
What?
That's the worst American accent ever. Unlost. All
That
right?
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't even American.
What are you talking about? Yes, it was. Don't be silly.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
We both just say crikey at the same time.
We did.
Synchronicity.
Yep.
That's what that was. And speaking of, Willow Pillow says, do you think the planets play a factor in our dreams? I'm curious because they've been moving in synchronization since January the 8th. I honestly don't know anything about that. It's not really something that I follow.
Yeah, no, I don't follow enough of it because
But we're probably not the best people to answer that question. Oh, the phone's going off again. I'm sorry.
that's the loudest ringtone I've ever heard.
It's because I'm so insecure. I need to know when people are messaging me.
Yeah, even when you're in the shower, you need to know.
Yeah. Even if it's like a text message from O2 or something like that.
That's always what it is for me. It's either the missus or O2. There's no. Oh, okay. Hang on, you're breaking up a little bit. Hang on, you back? You alive? Yeah, you're alive. You just broke up a little bit.
Oh. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time I get a text, it's either O2 mainly, my missus, or occasionally my mother checking that I'm alive. Other than that, I don't have anyone. Well, Harry, my best friend Harry and I, we have this thing that we do, because we don't see each other very often, but every now and then we'll just text each other saying annual death check, and then like if I text him, he'll text me back saying subject is well rested and fed and watered. We'll report back in the next month or so. You know, so we got a good system. I tend not to message anyone unless it's like oh my god, something bad's just happened type of thing.
Yeah.
Apart from Team Lucid Dream people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that hour and 25 minutes have just gone so fast.
I know.
That has gone really quick. I think it's probably got something to do with the fact that Milan's not here. Boo, 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 bow.
Oh well.
Pow to pow. He's gonna message me on Facebook in a minute saying, "Oi, Giz, what was that? What was that about?" And I'm gonna be like, "Mate, I don't know." There we go. Shut your face,
Hey.
boy. So, have you got anything to plug?
No, well, just my YouTube channel. Please like it. Because I have a very fragile ego. So please go over there, please.
The rah rabbit. I've just expanded that so people can see, and then I'll go close it back down.
Good. Make sure. I think.
Ooh.
Hang on. Let me.
Oh god, that was loud.
Right, and yeah, my art stuff. I will post that in the comments now. Yeah. please also like that. That's my best. That's my best attempt at plugging things.
That was the worst attempt of plugging I've ever heard.
Just
But you got to the point.
Yeah, I did. So just like my stuff. Just like it.
I'm trying to read German, but I'm not very good at it.
Right.
I just sound racist every time I do.
Yeah.
Sub Custard, there we go. Sub Melon, Sub Giz, Sub Spacetime Badass, Sub Ed, Sub Geo, Sub Reese, Sub Max.
Yeah.
Have you missed anyone out there? Tyler's not here. Yeah.
Shout out to the January thing being very close.
Oh!
I still don't know.
Nobody knows, but Milan and I, unless he's told anyone. And I have told people.
No. When do we find out officially?
I think you'll probably find out maybe the middle of February, maybe a little bit earlier.
Okay.
It's nothing big. We've kind of built it up to like this huge thing, but it's not. Like,
am I gonna be disappointed then?
No, you won't be disappointed. Nothing bad's happening, let's just put it that way. But
okay, that's good.
Not something that's so, like, say Custard just there saying I'm so hyped for this. Probably not the best thing to be.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be one of those, all right, cool things. It feels like we've been trying to, like, it's like making a prank on a friend, you know? You're building up this prank, and you're like, oh, this is going to be such a good prank. Like, we've got the bucket in the right position for when he opens the door, it's going to fall down or it's going to fall on his head. But essentially just hits him on the head. You know, it's like, oh, all of that for nothing.
Yeah.
It's going to be exactly that feeling.
Mm.
It's like PewDiePie saying he's going to delete his channel. Yeah. I too would like to plug my stuff. Subscribe to my channel. I'm bleeding subs. I don't know. No, I'm doing all right.
Well, yeah, because it was a couple of weeks ago that I hit 100 subs. I was saying like, oh my god, I've hit 100. Like, it was a big milestone for me. And then like I refreshed my page and I had 99.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It was like, god damn it.
It was probably a close account.
I'm back up now, so
that's good.
That's
good. Oh, that feeling is called disappointment. Yeah.
Oh, how quickly answer this before we have to go. How does food taste in a dream? Good.
Yeah, Pretty good.
Actually, no. To be honest, like I struggled with taste at first. Like I'd eat something and there'd be like no taste, but yeah, like usually stuff does taste pretty damn good. Which is why I want to try and eat things in my dream, so I don't eat them in waking life, and I can stop being fat.
Dude, man, just eat a little bit less and do a little bit more. That's the thing. Ali, no, I haven't seen Star Wars Rogue One. I think I missed it in the cinema. I did watch La La Land, and if anybody wants to see a film that's probably going to win the Oscar for the best film, I would suggest watching it, because I said it was a 9.5 out of 10. That film makes me want to marry Ryan Gosling for some reason. Coming from a very heterosexual man, that's a very good thing that the film achieved.
Yeah.
And she's
no,
all right.
I haven't seen Rogue. I haven't seen Rogue One yet. I was invited to go to the cinema with my sister to see it because she went to a baby cinema where you take babies.
Ugh, no.
But it was only like £5 or something, so like really cheap. But I kind of thought, yeah, I don't really want to. I can't really get into it if there's going to be a lot of babies around.
No, definitely not. Jeez.
I haven't been to see it.
That sounds like a nightmare. I went to see Trolls, actually, saying that, in the cinema. Just me and the missus, we just wanted to watch Trolls. But the only time we could see it is when there was kids in there. And I forget how much I hate kids in the...
yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the cinema. That's the worst viewing experience I've ever had. Oh, when I was watching the film in the cinema, I was sitting 2 rows behind and across the aisleway, like the gangway in the middle of the cinema, and I could hear a group of people talking over, like, on the other side, and I was like, how loud do you have to talk in watching a musical for me to be able to hear you from all the way back here? And then she sneezed during like a really dramatic part of the film, and it was the loudest sneeze you have ever heard in your life, and the whole cinema started giggling because it was like it was ear splitting. And then 10 minutes later someone else sneezed from across like the other side of the cinema, and I was like, what's going on? Like, this is an epidemic. This is the epicenter for the start of the zombie apocalypse. Everyone's sneezing in the cinema, but it's still a good film. 9.5 out of 10. Hey, Clancy.
Hello.
Bye, Clancy.
Yeah.
Right, any last words?
No.
That's gonna be on your gravestone. Any last words? No. I've actually thought about my gravestone. I often do. I think I want on my gravestone, here lies Giz Edwards. What a dickhead. Because when people walk through a graveyard and they're like usually mourning over their friends, like, or their family or whatever, and they come across my nice gravestone, it says, what a dickhead. It'll bring a smile to their face. Make them laugh.
Oh dear.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
Thanks for joining us, Max.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
I won't forget custard, don't worry. Yeah, you've got a few videos coming out next week. I think yours is on the 1st and the 2nd of February.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's when they're coming out.
It's a good video next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Do you want to?
People, you're gonna. You go on. You tell them what it's gonna be.
It's sex in the lucid dream.
Yeah. So be sure to watch that one. I'm sure many of you.
There was
want that one.
A lot of like comments in the script, weren't there? Just like Emma Watson and stuff. Like, just it's like, oh wow, we're filthy. We are. It's like, come on, let's keep this strict and professional. It's like, no.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. It's there's nothing in there that's too. It's all above board. It's all safe for work. But I'm sure a lot of people secretly have been waiting for that video for a long time. So
absolutely, no doubt in my mind.
So that's next Wednesday, guys.
Next Wednesday, the 1st. So thanks very much, Max. And I don't know when I'll see you
having me.
Personally next.
No.
Milan, I'd just like to say whilst we're on stream, don't forget you've got a dream vlog for this Thursday. Bosh, don't forget. I don't know if you remember or not. You're a busy man, you are.
Yeah.
Right, so it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me.
And we're
I just basically said the exact same thing you did.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's great. We're just going to play James's Team Lucid Stream outro, and then we'll say goodbye final. So,
Okay.
playing. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.